Good morning, students. I am Vandana, your teacher of science. I am teaching you chapter number 1 from chemistry, and name of the chapter is Matter in Our Surroundings. In last video, we have discussed about matter, the definition of matter, that what is matter, and with the help of some evidences, we had tried to understand the physical nature of matter. And now we are going to teach you the characteristics of particles of matter, and the first characteristics is particles of matter have space between them. The space or spaces between the particles of matter can be shown by performing the experiment by using water and sugar. We take about 100 ml of water in a beaker. Mark the level of water in the beaker with a marking pen as you are looking in the diagram. Also take 50 grams of sugar. Now add 50 grams of sugar in water in the beaker. Dissolve the sugar by stirring it with a glass rod. See figure. When all the sugar has dissolved, we get a sugar solution. Let us look at the level of sugar solution in the beaker. We will find that the level of sugar solution in the beaker is at the same mark where water level was initially in the beaker. This means that even after dissolving 50 grams of sugar in 100 ml of water, the volume has not increased. This can be explained by assuming that the particles of water have some spaces between them. When sugar is dissolved in water, its crystals separate into very fine particles. These particles of sugar go into the spaces between the various particles of water, due to which there is no change in the volume of water on dissolving sugar in it. The fact that there is no change in volume on dissolving sugar in water tells that there are spaces between the particles of water, and these spaces accommodate the sugar particles. This also gives us another conclusion that the particles in water are not tightly packed. They are somewhat loose, having spaces between them. Now, I am going to teach you the next characteristics of particles of matter, that is, particles of matter are continuously moving. When we light an incense stick in one corner of a room, its fragrance spreads in the whole room quickly. This observation can be explained. The burning of incense stick produces gases having pleasant smell. The particles of gases produced by the burning of incense stick move rapidly in all directions, mix with the moving particles of air in the room, and each and every particle of the room, this fragrance reach quickly along with air. When the gaseous particles from the incense stick reach our nose with air, we can smell the fragrance. If, however, the particles of gases produced by the burning of incense stick and the particles of air were not moving, then the fragrance of incense stick could not spread in the whole room quickly. So, the observation that the fragrance of a burning incense stick spreads in the entire room very quickly tells us that the particles of matter are constantly moving. Now I am going to teach you the third characteristics of particle, that is, particles of matter attract each other. There are some forces of attraction between the particles of matter which bind them together. The force of attraction between the particles of the same substance you are reading in this chapter. The force of attraction is different in the particles of different kinds of matter. Now I am going to take an example for you. If we take a piece of chalk, a cube of ice, and an iron nail and beat them with a hammer, we will find that it is very easy to break the piece of chalk into smaller pieces. It requires more force to break a cube of ice, whereas the iron nail does not break at all even with a large force. This activity shows that the force of attraction between the particles of chalk is quite weak. The force of attraction between the particles of ice is a bit stronger, whereas the force of attraction between the particles of iron nail is very, very strong. Let's take another example for proving that the particles of matter attract each other. We can move our hand through air very, very easily, because the force of attraction between the particles of air is very, very small. It is actually negligible. We can also move our hand through water in a bucket fairly easily, because the force of attraction between the particles of water is also small. But we cannot move our hand through a plank of wood, because the force of attraction between the particles of wood is very strong, which is a solid. The wood is a solid. And if we try breaking a plank of wood with a blow of our hand will get hurt. It needs a karate.